Guys, it is time for a new update here on the Bitcoin price because we just broke out of a new chart pattern that we formed today, and I can already tell you don't want to miss out on that massive price move which could be deciding for the next couple of weeks in which direction the Bitcoin price will go. That's why we won't only look at the short term, guys, we will also look at the bigger time frames, and also we will take a look at the total Bitcoin chart today because a lot of people wanted to have a long-term prediction from me for Bitcoin, and I've prepared some very interesting things that I can already tell you cannot afford to miss out on if you are active in the cryptocurrency space and investing in it. Also, guys, I can already tell you that you will probably share this video with your friends after watching it because the information I'm about to share with you is extremely interesting. Also, guys, as always, I would really appreciate it before we now jump into the charts if you could smash up a like on this video. Every single video of mine actually reaches 1,000 likes, but maybe today, because I've prepared so much content, maybe we can even smash the $1,500 mark, the $1,500 mark. I'm completely into Bitcoin, the 1,500 like mark. That would be insane. And other than that, guys, make sure to subscribe and activate the bell next to the subscription button so you don't miss out on any future uploads. And for sure, leave a comment down below with your opinion on this long-term analysis. But now let's talk about the short term first, because let's take a look what I told you guys in my last video. We were talking about this potential bull flag actually forming here to the downside once again. We bounce off the support and we break above the old high point. That's the time when I will open up or I will scale up my long positions a little bit at least. Exactly, guys. I told you again what the time is when to be sure that we will move up for Bitcoin more, and it was actually the confirmation here of this bull flag. We broke to the upside as I predicted in the video. We saw a correction to the downside, we bounced, and as soon as we broke here now the high point to the upside, I actually scaled up my long positions, and since then Bitcoin is beautifully moving to the upside here. The question is now, how high can Bitcoin move? And this is actually, I think, pretty predetermined because we have the same scenario with our symmetrical triangle where I predicted this breakout here to the downside and we actually perfectly reached our price target. What happened as soon as the bears reached the price target? The price actually reversed aggressively. Why is that? That is because I'm personally expecting that Bitcoin is here potentially moving into another accumulation phase similar to what we have seen here when we the first time this year corrected inside of the low $30,000 area. And this is why I'm still very careful and not longing with extremely high leverages. As you guys know, I still have my 3x long position open since quite some time, since several weeks. I'm scaling up and up continuously, and as I mentioned in my yesterday's video, I also did that here. The question is now, how high can Bitcoin pump? Where do we have to expect the Bitcoin price to reverse, similar to what happened here when the price target was reached for the symmetrical triangle? And this is actually a pretty easy thing because first of all, as I showed you in my last video already, we have a bullish price target from this bull flag at around $40,000. And it's no coincidence that exactly at the $40,000 range, as you guys can see, our last traded volume comes in. So here we actually also looking at the VPVR. I'm not having it here in the chart right now, but looking at the VPVR, we can already see here from the volume profile that here there will be some resistance coming in for Bitcoin, exactly starting at the $40,000 level. But what I also saw in the charts, and this is the chart pattern I mentioned to you in the beginning of the video that already broke out, is actually that after breaking out of this bull flag and confirming the breakout, Bitcoin simultaneously also formed here a beautiful ascending triangle. And as you know, guys, an ascending triangle is definitely a very bullish chart pattern if we're moving into it with an uptrend, because an ascending triangle pretty much just consists of a resistance keeping the price down and an upward sloping support pushing the price against the resistance again and again and again till it breaks. And the price target, you can already see, is getting taken here from the A and the B point, so the distance at the very start of the resistance and the rising support. And we are putting it at the breakout point to get the breakout target for this ascending triangle. And what we can already see, what is happening if we put this breakout target here, we can already see that we have some massive confluence here of price targets for the Bitcoin bulls between the $39,000 and the $40,000 level. And this is why I personally think this pump could actually reach the $39,000 to $40,000 level. Important here is, guys, that you don't get too bullish. I know that also on the bigger time frames, looking here at, for example, the 4 hourly, Let me switch over here. Looking at the 4-hourly here, for example, as well. Let me remove this ascending triangle. We are forming here, which I also showed you in the last video. I showed it when we were at the E point. Can you remember, guys, when we were at E, I showed you this chart pattern with the potential of growth to the upside. It is actually our non-failure swing bottom. And this one is also reaching its price target somewhere in the room of $39,000 to $40,000. So interestingly enough, we have a big confluence there of price targets. And I'm very careful because if we are breaking these price targets not to the upside, I'm expecting the next correction to come in for Bitcoin, and we would see the start of this final accumulation or this final potential accumulation phase forming, because that accumulation is coming here, is not confirmed yet. I will show you in my next video how we are going to know, because we still need a couple of more days to find out, but I will tell you exactly in a couple of days how to know if this actually will be our final accumulation over the next couple of weeks, or if the potential is even there for massive, very, very bullish, here maybe even head and shoulders pattern, which then could catapult us to no all-time highs. But this is something we need to wait for, and we cannot tell yet. First of all, we still have bullish price targets, so let's just keep an eye on them. And now let's talk about the long term, because this is something very, very interesting. A lot of people always tell me, hey, chart analysis, this and that, I'm looking more at the fundamentals. But guys, for each asset class, there's actually a time where the fundamentals are just not there yet. And this was for Bitcoin in the beginning as well. Actually, for a very, very long time, for the first few years of Bitcoin, there was no way of knowing if the fundamentals at some point would look like they do today. And every market and every asset class and every company pretty much goes through these cycles normally. And we call it the market curve. And what we can see here is that with the market curve, we see first a hype cycle. This is where a new technology or whatever asset class gets released. There's initial hype for it. Then we are getting a big correction, a facing reality correction, because this is, for example, also the time here for Bitcoin where we saw Mt. Gox getting it and all these kind of stuff where the fundamentals for Bitcoin were just not looking right to everyone. There was a good amount of reasonable fear to have that Bitcoin may not succeed fundamentally. And there's the failed technology point, right? This is the chart point where when we normally fall below it, this actually results in the technology dying. There's no interest from anyone anymore because the fundamentals were not there. There's also no interest from anyone that to fix the fundamentals. This was not the case for Bitcoin because a lot of people were interested in it, a lot of people were working on it, and the fundamentals increased exponentially over the following years, all the way up to our all-time high here in the year 2017, or at the end of the year 2017. And what we normally see then is a lift-off if the technology doesn't fail and the fundamentals improve good enough. Then we see this lift-off to ultimate market opportunity. And the interesting thing is a lot of people are always talking about the fundamentals, guys. But the fundamentals and how they develop are actually also visible in the chart with the market curve here, for example, right? And what we can see here is that Bitcoin is now in the lift-off, in the ultimate market opportunity phase, where we can reach potentially hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars for Bitcoin, looking at people like Michael Saylor predicting, looking for sure also and taking into account inflation, that Bitcoin could someday, through its limited supply, through the inflation that we are seeing around the world, could one day even reach $15 million. I think this liftoff and ultimate market opportunity for Bitcoin is still very, very well into play. And this is also the time where the ultimate liftoff happens, where the fundamentals increase exponentially, and I think we are seeing this with a lot of regulations, with the companies that are going into crypto, with the institutionalization. Sorry, the word is a little bit, I'm from Germany, so it's a little bit the institutionalization from Bitcoin miners, for example. And so on and so on. I think we are seeing a very good and big improvement here on the fundamentals for Bitcoin. So this lift-off and ultimate market opportunity, I think, guys, for Bitcoin can reach even into the millions before we then actually go into the sustainable market phase for where volatility decreases dramatically and then just the fundamentals increase and the asset grows slowly and with a lower volatility in the direction of wherever it might go. I mean, this is now completely up to you where you think Bitcoin may go for the long term. This is also here no financial advice, for sure, keep this in mind, but I wanted to share this with you because I think it's just one of the most interesting charts I have seen in a very, very long time. And guys, for sure, keep an eye on the Bitcoin price. Now, as I already told you, we still have some bullish price targets to reach. There's no guarantee that we are going to reach them. I have to be like very, very clear here. I want to wait till we find out what this accumulation phase, or if we are following this accumulation phase, before I jump into higher leverage trades again. I will let you know for sure if I do that. But right now, guys, I still am in my 3x long positions. I will scale them up again if we go close to the $34,000 level. But if there's any reason to think so we are going close to the level, I will upload a video tomorrow and let you know instantly. Now, guys, if we haven't reached the 1,500 likes yet, go down below the video, smash up a like, don't forget to subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. I think this is a super interesting chart for everyone that is maybe fundamentally bullish but doesn't believe in chart analysis. Share this with your friends, leave a comment down below with your opinion for this video, and we are going to see this in the next one. Till then, guys, bye.